Dell put together a quick little video clip that I think sort of encapsulates what we've been told. And of course, what we all assumed is happening is Dr. Gortler was talking about didn't happen. But Dell, why don't you introduce the video?
Well, we live in a time where we're discussing misinformation. Almost everybody at this table has been claimed to be spreading misinformation. I just wanted to show what we were actually seeing in the news as the official information and sort of just bring up a question that brought about as a journalist looking into this. So we can play the video. Go right ahead.
Everyone who takes the vaccine is not just protecting themselves, but reducing their transmission to other people and allowing society to get back to normal.
We can kind of almost see the end. We're vaccinating so very fast. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
Getting vaccinated and getting a booster shot when eligible can save your life and protect you and your family and friends from getting seriously ill and spreading infection.
What do you think the probability is? 80%?
Personally, I think it's 100%. I think that there's a reduction in transmission.
Right. Essentially, vaccines block you from getting and giving the virus.
If enough people get vaccinated, it actually halts transmission.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
We have all the vaccines we need. We just need our people to take it. A, for their own protection, for the protection of their family, but also to break the chain of transmission. You want to be a dead end to the virus. So when the virus gets to you, you stop it. You don't allow it to use you as the stepping stone to the next person.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means the vaccines will get us to the end of this.
I just want to point out that obviously we haven't gotten to the end of this. And, when those statements were being made as a journalist, I looked at the emergency use authorization for the vaccine. We wanted to see had they achieved the stopping transmission, which is our definition of a vaccine. For most lay people, which is all I am, I'm not a medical expert, but we're supposed to be able to stop the infection, therefore we can create herd immunity. But when we looked at the emergency use authorization, which is right on the screen, if you look what it says under transmission, this is what was known the moment they were making those statements. Can I have the next slide, please? What was known was that the data are not there, limited to assess the effects of the vaccine against transmission of SARS-CoV-2. They had no idea. They had no idea if it would stop the infection, yet they were making those statements on the news. And then just a few weeks ago at the EU that are having hearings that are very important right now, they asked Borla, the head of Pfizer, to come in. He sent someone just underneath him. This is what she had to say when asked about testing of transmission in the trials for the vaccine. I think you'll find this interesting.
Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? If not, please say it clearly. If yes, are you willing to share the data with this committee? And I really want a straight answer, yes or no, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Regarding the question around, did we know about stopping immunisation before it's entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science to really understand what is taking place in the market. And from that point of view, we had to do everything at risk.
I just want to finish up this point by saying that, now the EU is looking at suing to get their money back because of the fraud over this product. We were told that this would stop transmission, and now we find out from the heads of Pfizer that they were never even testing inside the trials whether or not it could stop transmission. Let's be perfectly clear. I come from Hollywood. You can't get on a film set or on a television set without being PCR tested every single day. We had children in this country that couldn't go into kindergarten without being PCR tested every day. Everyone that works in the workforce that had to go in office needed to be PCR tested every day or maybe at least once a week. And we are finding now that if you didn't like being PCR tested, the only place you were safe to not be tested on whether you could be transmitting the virus was in the trials for Moderna and for Pfizer, where they're supposed to be proving they can stop transmission. I think this is one of the most outrageous discoveries, and it shows how unbelievably bad these trials, I think, actually were. Thank you very much for your time, Senator Johnson. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Del. Before we move on.